The VR11 is a wonder weapon found in the map called The Dead, and it can only be achieved through spinning the mystery box. I have gameplay showing the effects of the weapon, but it turns the zombies into humans and will work like a really bad distraction, because if you get too close to it, the zombies will still go for you, and it can be used to calm down George at any point other than bringing him into a body of water. And this video is just me making a replica of the VR11. Call of the Dead is one of my personal favourite Call of Duty Zombies maps, even with some of the problems like George following you about all the time, not giving you a break, so the VR11 is a bit of a decent way to get rid of him. And as you get to the higher rounds, because there's no traps in the map whatsoever, it becomes the only way to actually kill a zombie. While the scavenger is the more preferred wonder weapon, the VR11 gets a bit of unnecessary hate because, yes, when you're in co-op, it does actually act as an insta-kill for your partner. But aside from that it's really just a mediocre distraction weapon, so you can maybe revive a teammate or two when they go down. So this was a bit of an interesting replica to make because it actually took me quite a few attempts to sort of get right. I have one demonstration of one of my practice attempts up on the Instagram channel, but it was oddly challenging. I found it a lot harder than I thought it was going to, and it took a bit of a long time to make. All the parts basically in the first half of this video weren't so bad, but it was the second half where you get around where that side part of the gun comes out. That is where I found trouble actually making the thing, and it just took a few attempts to get that right. Throughout this video I've really just took fragments of longer recorded sections, just because the video would be a lot longer if I showed exactly what I was doing. So examples of me taking fragments of certain pieces are such as like the handle and then the middle section of the gun itself. I would say, let's say this section here, you can still see I'm trying to figure out what comes next, even after all the practice of how trying to do it, because it was just, as I said, a bit of a tricky piece to do. This section here is an example of one where it was making it challenging for me actually to make a replica, because if I pushed in too far on one end it would wreck the entire left side that I've spent a lot of time making. So I had to go gentle with it and just try and like nudge it and stick it to it, because eventually the weight of it would just bring it down, and what I mean by that is the rest of what comes after this part of the video. Everything else that gets stuck around this here just drags it down, so it was best for me just to make a sort of flat version of it instead of an entire 3D model of the weapon. pretty much the last segment of the video. I just finished up the weapon itself here, and then it just cuts into gameplay showing the effects of the weapon in the unlikely event that you don't know what it does, even though Black Ops is a pretty well-known game, and it was about, say, 10 years ago now. Drop your thoughts below, and the next weapon's going to be the Scavenger, so see you around.
Great. More fog.